you all up on me?
I was gonna say, see, now I feel like I'm too far.
Damn, stop touching me, man. Shit. How you always all close to me, neighbor? Oh, is that why you wore a diamond on your head? Answer these questions, boy.
No, it's because it's slightly better than...
Slightly better than what?
Actually, I don't know if I need that, but we'll see.
Hell are you doing? You gonna sit down? We trying to do a podcast, goddammit.
I'm trying to make it look as good as I possibly can make it look.
Well, get off camera then. Go back over there. It looked really good when I was here by myself. Shit's awkward now. I thought before you got over here, you would hit it.
How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here.
I'm about to, motherfucker. I'm about to.
Good times. Good times.
I see you, neighbor. I see you, neighbor.
You know, Brent, back in my day.
I see you, neighbor. I see you over there, neighbor.
Did you? So how'd that end? Did you fuck him or?
What?
It's like, wait a second.
The hell are you talking about?
So I have a question.
Yes.
I got a text message from T-Mobile.
Okay.
Telling me to leave Metro PCS, who they own.
I was gonna say they own them.
They basically told me that they have an unlimited plan that I already have.
Did they specifically call out Metro PCS?
Basically. But they said, because you've been paying your Metro PCS on time, you should come back over to T-Mobile completely. And you should join our unlimited plan that's only $40. And you're eligible for a free phone. Not free, but no down payment.
That's funny because I haven't gotten that one.
I just got this. They sent it because on my phone, I guess I always pay it on perfect time or something.
Oh, see, I don't always pay it on perfect time.
Yeah, my shit's like always on perfect time.
I forget sometimes. Like I forgot last month.
I remember every time.
And I didn't realize it until I was out driving and
yeah.
And didn't have shit. And I was like,
me,
oh shit, I forgot to pay it.
Yeah. Yeah. So they sent me that and they're like, yeah, so it'll be $40 for the unlimited plan that you have. And then the phone itself, no down payment. But basically they're like, it'll be $30 a month for installments. And I'm like, so $10 more than what I'm paying right now, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Got me thinking a little bit. I'm like, maybe. But also my Prime is free right now.
Okay, right,
so
right.
I'm
and
that's
how I have Prime.
I'm kind of like...
That's how I have Prime.
If I change this, does my Prime change? And now I need to pay that bill? Because that adds another expense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just really debating on if I want to fall back into the T-Mobile trap, man.
And Prime is a good way to watch your Psych reruns because Peacock fucking sucks.
Peacock's a little problematic.
Peacock fucking sucks, but Prime is a great way to fucking watch Psych.
Hulu kind of sucks.
I haven't done Hulu in a long time.
Well, it sucks from the perspective of, like, they always throw ads in there. Even though, like, I'm pretty sure we pay for no ads. And somehow, I was trying to watch Snowfall, I think. I think that's the one that Kyle put me on to, my boy. Shouts to Kyle. Fuck you, TJ. Certain people just gotta get a fuck you when I say their name in my head. But yeah, when I tried to watch that shit, I tried to fast forward after. I think my thing had gone off, and I tried to fast forward to get back to where I was, and it was like, yeah, starting from the beginning. Yeah. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm 14 minutes in. You don't just start me back over. So then I ended up not finishing the episode because I was like, fuck that. I'm not starting over.
Peacock did that same shit to me.
Yeah,
I was watching the Regina King episode of SNL, which was the only reason why I decided to watch SNL was because my queen Regina King was on the shout out to Regina King. But and got to near the end and it just cut off. And I went back to it and I was like, oh, do you want to resume or start over? I was like, resume. And it started from the very fucking beginning.
Like
and I'm like, God damn it, Peacock.
You got to get your servers together.
Peacock is terrible. And that's where the WWE Network is coming, by the way, to a terrible UI. But
the mic is on two things. You can't kick
I see that. I just saw that.
You can't kick it. Okay? I'll kick you out of my house. Get out of my house.
Oh, shit.
Get out of my house.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Brent voice.
What the fuck was I going to talk?
2 weeks in a row at your house. Can you believe you did 2 pods at your house in a row?
I can't.
2 weeks in a row, I'm here.
Yeah. It's magic of the futon. What the fuck? I forget what the fuck I was going to say. I forgot. I lost my train of thought.
Where you going? How did you get there?
Yes.
You trying to figure out how you got there?
I forgot how I got there.
Well,
and the rums and cokes are just...
They're catching up. We were talking about... well, first off, it was about T-Mobile. And then we started talking about Prime.
T-Mobile and Prime.
And then we started talking about
the
services.
Ads. So here's what I was going to say. I have gotten to the level of frustration now with ads impeding on what you're watching or listening to, that I believe I'm going to pay for ads on YouTube.
Oh, I've been doing that
because I'm just sick of it.
Talking about YouTube
because it went from you may get a mid-roll ad or maybe one at the end or maybe both, maybe one in the middle, one in the end.
Now it's like 8.
To now it's just every 30 fucking seconds, and and particularly now because I'm working out more.
You need that music.
I'm listening to motivational speeches or whatever, and every goddamn 30 seconds is a new ad. And now it's not even just the ads. Now they're ads that you can't skip, and all this other shit. And
I've seen that. When I let mine
like,
fall
so
down,
you're just bombarding me with ads until I buy your shit now.
So I've had YouTube Red since,
which feels like it should be an illegal practice. Like it feels like they shouldn't be able to do that,
but they can't because it's private business. But I feel as though I got sick of that in 2017. I think is when I first found it. Because I was like, yo, there's got to be a way to close my fucking phone and still hear the beat that I looked up on YouTube and write at the same time.
Oh, the not being able to play music shit is irritating too.
But when you get it, that's what sold me. I was like, bet, let me try that. But then the ads not being there was an added bonus. And I was like, I had it for so long at this point, it's like, oh, I can't go back now. I'll never go back. Like, the only time it happened is when it was an accident. Like, you talked about your phone bill. Mine was YouTube. I forgot to pay it one month. And it was just like, all of a sudden, I started getting ads. Well, I think they logged me into one of my old accounts or something weird happened. And I was like, I had paid it, but it was the wrong one. And I'm like,
or maybe the Admit
fuck
2
am
account.
I getting ads? Yeah, I was like, bro, why am I getting
Admit
ads?
2?
I do. That was supposed to be the name.
It was supposed to be the name.
I thought that right there, that's what did it. It didn't work.
No.
This is way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
admit to it and that.
But see now it's like you said that it was like 2017. It's gotten exponentially.
I saw it. No, because it was like a couple weeks ago.
It's gotten exponentially worse in the last couple of months.
It's bad.
Like it's not even just they've slowly rolled this thing out.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where like the last couple of months it's like ad, skip, ad. It's
no, it's true.
Fucking irritating.
Yeah,
and it's on all the goddamn time.
Yeah, no.
On everything.
My mom said it to me. She said she's thinking about getting it. I was like, damn, you thinking about paying for YouTube Red? Because she's normally like, whatever, I can deal with it. But now she's gotten all the services we use. I tend to pay for the extra to get rid of commercials. So she's gotten spoiled with that now with everything else. So now when she goes to watch her Morning Joe or whatever the hell news network she wants to watch, she's got to watch 30 ads. She's like, yo, I can't do this. She's gotten to that point. So it's like, if you're watching regular TV and it's live, you get it. Okay, commercials are going to be there. But when it's like YouTube, it's like, bro.
And fucking Prime has gotten to that, or is starting to get to that point.
Is it?
A little bit. So like, mostly what I watch on Prime are TV shows, right? And the TV shows already have ad breaks in them because they're TV shows that were designed for regular television.
Right.
Yet Amazon Prime now is starting to shove in ads where they don't belong in certain spots, and it's
then they'll do the one,
and
TV
then
break one.
Or it's like they already have the goddamn ad breaks, and they're already there. Like they do this shit for syndication on all these TV shows anyway.
In real
like,
life.
why are you just shoving so many of these in, and for all these fucking shit you want me to buy on Amazon that I'm never gonna fucking buy on Amazon because I hardly ever buy shit on Amazon.
Yeah.
Here's a new Swiffer. Bitch, I have a Swiffer. Like, why are you showing me this shit?
What's weird for me is I don't even use Prime standardly, so I don't really know. The only things I use on Prime are typically other things that I've bought because Prime had it, if that makes sense. So, like, I have the BET app through Prime. That wasn't intentional. I just don't know how to delete it. It's like I got it, and it's just there every month now.
Yeah.
I was supposed to cancel by a certain time, but I have no idea where to cancel it. I've looked, and I have not been able to find it. I probably could just look harder. I probably gave it like 2-3 minutes one day and was like, I'm so over this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it forever. So they just keep charging me $10. My mom keeps telling me.
It's like a gym membership.
Right. But my mom keeps telling me, she's like, well, I'm watching Husbands of Hollywood, or I'm watching this, or I'm watching that. So I'm like, at least somebody's watching it. But still, I'm like, I don't want to be paying $10 a month for no fucking BET. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I already watched the New Edition story.
I tried rewatching Husbands of Hollywood, and I got tired of it pretty quick.
I love that shit. I don't know why
I tried rewatching it, and I got pretty tired pretty quick.
The show cracks me the fuck up, man. New Edition story was more than enough, though, for me. That paid for it alone, because I watched the whole thing out. I was like, Had Bobby up there. Everybody talking honest. I was like, that nigga was really in it. He was like, he really thought he was Bobby Brown for that stretch. Like that, them boys was dedicated. So that did it for me.
Yo, it's easy to get caught up in Bobby Brown's New Jack Swing era. Like, actor, whatever the fuck. It's easy to get, like, if you just listen to that shit, that fucking music was hype.
Yeah,
that music was fresh.
It was.
Like, if you millennial kids who don't know what fresh actually means, if you wanted to understand what fresh was, Bobby Brown, late 80s, that's fresh. With the asymmetrical Gumby haircut.
No, that was an accident.
And was it?
Yeah. They showed that. That was part of the documentary. I was thinking about that because I missed it the first time. And then the next thing they show is that video. He's in that bodysuit.
Everybody's talking.
All this stuff about me. And he was like, what the fuck did you do? What did you do? Because the dude was talking and he said something. Yeah, something. The barbershop moment from the movie.
Yeah.
Looking like. And he's like, nah, it look good though. It look good. You should just keep it. It look good though. So then he wore it to the video and iconic. Accidents, man. That's the kind of accident I be looking for.
If you're a celebrity, you can get away with shit like that, though.
Yeah. Especially in that era.
Especially if you're that echelon. Because Bobby, like, motherfuckers.
That shit look like he did it
Hold
on
on. We'll educate the youngins for half a second. This wasn't even the topic. This wasn't even the topic that I wanted to start off with. But I'm going to educate you millennials for a second.
Talk that Bobby.
Y'all motherfuckers don't understand how cool Bobby Brown was in the late 80s, early 90s. Like, he was the epitome of... Not the epitome. The epitome was Michael. But Bobby Bobby wasn't that far behind.
And Michael was an unattainable epitome.
Yes.
Bobby was like your everyday guy that was just that dope nigga at every school and every party.
So Michael had crossed over to mass mainstream black. Shit. It doesn't matter what color you are.
Right.
Bobby was the king of the was the black
King of
Hot
R&B.
100 charts.
Yeah.
So like, and it's funny, the earliest Bobby thing I remember off of a mainstream like TV show was they had Bobby Brown references on the early episodes of Family Matters, which was a hit ABC Big 3 network sitcom that came on 8 p.m. on Friday nights. So this was beaming into mainstream America, and they were making Bobby Brown references.
Yeah.
And had Bobby on the show at different points.
Was he on the show?
He was on the show at different... So, early episodes, there were a couple of plots where like they were trying to go to Bobby Brown concerts, and then near the end, they had New Edition on the actual show.
That's funny. I don't even
So,
remember
when
that.
New Edition did their comeback in 96.
I mean, Bobby was that guy. Like, for me, I was young as a bitch.
Ghostbusters 2 in 89.
See, I knew you
Bobby
was
was in Ghostbusters 2, did the theme song to it. That shit was all over the place.
See,
Bobby was that motherfucker.
I was born in 89, so Bobby didn't have a ton of relevance to me until Whitney. That's what's funny, right? But my mom was obsessed with Whitney from the 80s, so she had all her tapes. So Whitney was relevant to me immediately. It's kind of like basketball. I missed technically Magic and Jordan, or Magic and Larry's
and Bird
shit in the 80s. But I had the tape, so to me it was instant relevant. That was everything that was happening in the 90s at the time. Though that was completely wrong. It was actually all Bulls at the time.
Yeah.
But in my head, it was Magic and Larry.
It's funny. Magic had been pretty much eclipsed.
By the 90s. By the time early 90s
like
started, because Isaiah won the last couple.
It was super fast how that happened too. It was almost like Mike, and it's all Mike, and it's only Mike, and it'll ever only be Mike.
That blip that you just did was Detroit. It was Detroit right in that middle blip too, because that's what really cleared Magic out. But then Mike and Magic got to go head to head that 1 year after. But really it was Detroit, because they had won 2 in a row, and then Jordan knocked them off, and then he played Magic. But Detroit had already beat Magic, so he was already kind of on the downswing of things. He had been to the finals, but he was losing. But yeah, it's just it did happen fast, man. It's funny how that happens. It went from like they elevated the league for like 6-7 years, and then Jordan came in like a ball of fire and just...
Because like I didn't get into basketball until I got into basketball post Magic's AIDS announcement. So when I got into basketball, it really was the Jordan era.
Right.
The Jordan era.
And see, I was young as a motherfucker, so like for me, Magic's announcement, the 92 All-Star game, I remember. But I don't know if I remember that from watching it on the
All-Star game or the Dream Team?
No, All-Star game. He came back, the All-Star game, and he played, and everybody's like, damn, Magic still got it. He won the MVP that year in Orlando. And he wanted Jordan. He wanted everybody. He wanted to guard Jordan. Jordan was looking at him like, you sure? You want this? All right, I'm going to give it to you. And he goes at him and he makes him miss. And then Magic comes down pumping his fist. Then I think Isaiah went at him and somebody else went at him. And then he hit a three on, I want to say it was Isaiah, but it could have been Jordan. He fades away and hits this three and the crowd's just going nuts. Because, you know, they're in the Magic City. They're down in Orlando. Mm-hmm. He wins the shit. They go crazy. Right. Then that summer they did the Dream Team thing. Okay. Because they were like, he's coming back one more time. We're going to make him come on the Dream Team with us. He can still play. You all saw it. And then the greatest team ever. Yeah. Allegedly. I say allegedly because I think the Redeem Team would have tore them the fuck up. Let's be very clear.
What year was the Redeem Team?
That was 08 was the Redeem. Actually, I take it back.
Because we
the 2012 team.
Because we had a stretch in the Olympics where we just were dominant. We're ridiculously dominant, and it probably got to our heads. We lost at a certain point.
We lost in 2000. That was the Allen Iverson team, Vince Carter, KG, Tim Duncan, I think. All of them was on that team, and we lost, and it was bad.
Okay.
And then I want to say, I think LeBron and them were on that team. 04, we got bronze, I think. Maybe 04 is when we lost. I think we got scared in 2000, but I think we lost in 04 because Wade, LeBron, and Melo were on that team. And they came back in 08 like hungry because they were rookies, or it was like the year before they had played, so they were like they didn't really get any play on that team.
Yeah.
And we ended up losing. But yeah, the Redeem Team was nasty. Wade was the sixth man on that team. He came off the bench and that was ball headed Wade. He went crazy. So they had like Chris Bosh, Chris Paul, Darren Williams, Kobe, I think Jason Kidd, fucking LeBron, Dwight Howard. They had a crazy fucking team.
I almost forgot how long Jason Kidd was playing basketball.
Yeah.
Like forever.
Well, you say that, but what's crazy is Kobe was
playing for 20 years.
He came in the year after Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was 95. Him and Grant Hill were 95.
Was Kobe 19 or 20 years?
He was 20. He was 20 years. Yeah.
Just around 20.
Vince Carter did 22, 23. He just finished last year. Motherfucker can still do a 360 windmill right now, 42 or some shit.
The level of the level of medical science that caught up. There was a huge difference between like anybody that came in mid 90s and late 90s 2000s. Like there's a huge difference. But on all levels of sports. Like even if you're talking about professional wrestling, fucking Randy Orton has been there almost 20 in WWE years, for almost 20 years.
Yeah, about 03.
And still doing it.
03, 04.
02.
Yeah. 02?
02!
Oh, yeah.
Cena, 02!
Right. Well, you can't say him anymore.
He basically retired. Yeah, but he was just here last year.
Every fucking commercial.
He was just here last year.
Yeah, he wasn't really there.
Well, not really. Yeah, he did a match last year.
I was it's been at least 2.
But yeah, like that.
That's crazy.
The different changes, the leaps in medical science or medical sports medicine.
It's just amazing
ridiculous.
how good the guys look now in retirement, even because like you look at Orton. If he wanted to leave right now, he don't look beat the fuck up. Orton looks like he could go, like he just got there.
Orton came in. He looked like a fresh-faced 14-year-old boy with the stupid mop top haircut.
Still had the kind of the body fat.
And then somewhere around 06, 07-ish, he became a full-grown adult, and then hasn't changed since then.
Nope. He
may have lost 15 pounds here or there.
Yep.
But he's the same fucking guy.
Only thing he did was change his beard and change his hair occasionally.
Right, he changed his face. He
changed that shit real low.
He shaves or grows it occasionally.
Where he had that Viper look for a bit, where he had the shaved face and his face was all chiseled. And
that
motherfucker looked like a snake for real during that era. I was like, this nigga's a
I think he did that on purpose. He flared his lats.
The way he would do it.
Like he did.
His head was all bald. He just looked like. And then he was doing that strike from nowhere shit. Everybody was like, yo.
Like he was just watching National Geographic for like that entire stretch.
I believe it. I honestly believe he was studying vipers. Like, I think Kobe did the same thing.
Shit, why
literally.
not?
Because he remember when he was like, that face when he was doing this shit, when he started getting to that point in the game and his teeth be all weird, pointed out, you're like, yo, this nigga's scary as shit. What's wrong with you? I mean, TJ points out, fuck you, TJ. But TJ points out this shit to me every time he sees this clip, and he always laughs about it. Chris Rock was sitting behind the bench in Boston one year, and you could just see talking to Kobe. He's saying, you could just see talking mild, and probably saying the funniest shit you ever heard. Kobe don't even know this nigga's talking to him. Like he's just sitting on the bench with his face, and it's like you just see Chris eventually like this nigga crazy. Like he literally not gonna pay me no mind. Like no man, fucking focused. I'm about to win this shit. Like, he was in crazy straight Mamba mode. And it's just weird how, like, people study certain shit and it will really change their, like, dynamic. It's like when you listen to The Art of War, or if you read The Art of War, how that book is actually about war, but people will take it and make the context fit into business and all these other things, which have made it so popular.
Yeah.
It's interesting how the human mind can take something that has nothing to do with one thing and use it as an inspiration for something completely different.
That is the perfect
segue.
That is
Did I
the
just nail
perfect.
it?
That
Did I
is
just
a
hit it?
great segue. That is a fantastic segue.
How did we even get here? Because I swear I don't recognize shit here. Hey,
So
hey.
I was in Office Max as we're taping. You see that printer over there that you got your keys on, right?
Those aren't my keys. It's your card, buddy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you should be. You were on death's door. I was supposed to take that shit, but you fucking kicked out at 2. Kicked out at 2.5.
Motherfucker, I kicked out like I rolled it. I didn't kick out. I was like,
So I was looking for printers, and I'm in Office Max. And normally when I go out, I got my earbuds in and I'm not paying attention to anything. But for whatever reason, I just heard Super Freak playing super loud on the fucking speakers. She's a super freak, she's super freaky. Yeah. Temptation, sing! The actual Temptations, by the way, the My Girl Temptations in the 80s were Rick James' backup band. That's how pimp that motherfucker was. Anyway, and it occurred to me...
now that you mention it, I think I'm bleeding in my chest.
I think you were.
I was bleeding in my chest.
And
Jesus Christ. That's what happened.
And it occurred to me that
What about my legs, Charlie Murphy?
that this was, especially in the 80s, this was a super scandalous song. She's a very kinky girl, the kind you don't take home to mother.
You don't take her home to mother, yeah.
She will never let your spirits down once you get her off the street.
That's right. The girl's a super freak.
She likes the girls in the band. She likes the boys in the band. She says, I'm her all-time favorite. When I get her back to, all that other shit, talking about menage a trois and all this other shit, and it's playing in a goddamn Office Max.
Yeah. Well,
Where the most stuffed shirt motherfuckers come to get their binders for their office gigs, and where I've gone when I worked at a gym to get my cards. People go to get their cards printed out and all this other stuff for business stuff. Very stuffy, and you can't even. And saying "damn" in the office will get you written up and all. Very stuffy business, and yet Super Freak is blaring, and so. It made me think about, and you're a musician.
I am.
These songs.
I was.
These songs that, for all intents and purposes, I'm sure they can hear all that shit. You might as well just bring that shit out.
I don't hear anything.
Okay.
I don't have headphones.
These songs that, for all intents and purposes, are very scandalous, but are played in public places. Are played in fucking grocery stores. Are played in fucking, the school band plays the instrumental version on. It's like, what is there?
It's in my pocket.
What's the line for these things?
Found it.
Okay. What's the line? What's the line for these things? Like what? I don't even know what the real question is. Like if you're in a spot and you hear a song that you like, does anything?
Brett, what are you trying to ask me?
Here's what I'm trying to ask.
Jesus Christ.
Has any song stopped you in your tracks when you heard it in a certain place? Like you're in a grocery, like you're in a grocery store, not ever. Like you're in a grocery store and you hear Prince all of a sudden come on the fucking thing. We can fuck until the dawn, making love to shit. Like the song's Erotic City, and I'm listening to it while I'm walking down the aisle about to cross paths with a granny with her shopping list about to get some Duncan Hines shit. Or this little, like, does any of that stuff, has that ever happened to you where you're like, that's an interesting song to be playing right now in this environment?
Yes and no. Because I think
like it's all ambient noise now?
Now it is. I mean, it's not so much about the lyrics of a song for me. It's more of like how did it get certain songs on certain stations? I think it's more of a thing. Like if I'm walking through a grocery store and I hear Prince, I'm like, how the fuck did you get the rights to Prince? And here? Like, because stores don't typically have satellite radio or nothing like that.
A lot of them do now.
Maybe. But when I was hearing it, it wasn't a thing. Like I know my hotel did. The lobby in the hotel, we had certain specific stations we could play, so it would make sense. But like, I can't say specific lyrics and stuff because you think about the words you just said in that song. People are living way riskier lives than that these days, like all the time. There's people that are giving it up for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So like the lyrics to that song, think about what you said. Like if you quote everything you just said, you didn't say anything that a girl on Instagram ain't doing today in a heartbeat. That ain't like nothing. You literally said nothing in that Super Freak song.
But there are certain aspects of everyday life with other human beings involved in it that you don't expect to hear these songs at. Like as an Uber driver, I have an 80s. I have these playlists that I put together. I don't know that Super Freak is on my playlists.
It should be. You trying to get that real tip?
Ironically enough, Mary Jane is on one of my playlists.
Now that one,
but
is always gonna take you to Friday, and that one always makes you think of weed. But weed's legal now, so is it really?
Well,
that
Mary
bad?
Jane it was always about weed,
right? But I'm saying now that weed is legal, is that really such a crazy thing now? That song?
No, not now.
No, and that's my point. If you listen to it in the era, yeah, if they playing that shit at McDonald's in that era, you looking like they playing this shit in here right now? What the fuck?
But
come in, baby.
But there are different sexual songs. There's different songs about different
I don't really hear
things.
sexual songs like that out there though. Like Super Freak was that song back in the day. That was one of them songs. People would be like, "Yo, you can't listen to this shit. You kids in here. What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
But you listen to the lyrics now in this era, man. I'm telling you, if I open my Instagram right now, the percentages, the likelihood of it being a half naked woman is very high within the first 3 posts at least. And it might be all 3 posts. Let's test it. Let's see.
Now, by the way, I'm not coming at this from a puritanical standpoint.
Don't say tanical.
Because I am by no means a Puritan. I curse all the goddamn time. Fuck your kids.
Don't just
all that shit.
But
okay.
What did I say?
I'm saying other people.
What's the first shot you see here?
Oh, she's just on a board though.
She's working out, mind you. Nothing wrong with the picture.
Yeah.
No judgments here.
Now you can see all her ass. But
my point being, this right here in the 90s or the 2000s early part, if I'd received a picture like this, I'd be like, what? That girl's in a bikini. That's fantastic. But now I see this on my Instagram every day. This is the first thing that popped up. This is my homegirl, matter of fact. And
you just gave it a like.
Yeah, because she's doing some athletic shit. That's dope. But I'm just saying, like, okay, that was one. Let's see what the second one is. Okay? Let's see.
Bikini.
She's got a top on that in school was illegal. The spaghetti string.
And Daisy Dukes, which were also illegal.
So this is not anything crazy at all in this era. As a matter of fact, this is very modest for what she's wearing. But point being, back in the day, this is like, yo, what the hell are we looking at? Shorty is wearing Daisy Dukes in a crop top. Okay, now we finally got to some basketball. He pulled this shit from 50 feet, by the way. This was to win the game.
Wow, that was almost half court.
He did 2 of those. He did one from the other side first.
And it didn't look pretty either. He looked like
Dame time. Yeah, he shoots those though. He ooh, get off me. Ooh, step back. Ooh, yeah, I'll shoot from here. Bucket. Like that's they've gotten ridiculous. At this point, it's sick. It's sick that people shoot like that. But that's my point. Like every other what's the fourth thing? Now she's straight up in lingerie. This right here back in the day is
not lingerie. That's underwear.
Is lingerie underwear technically?
That's just straight up underwear.
Yeah, this is straight up underwear. I don't even know who this is, but
them
she's
just straight up panties.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, now we finally got somebody saying, hold on, let me give Lauren a little shout. Hold on, let's see what she did. This won't get taken down, don't worry.
If I could go let down my hair, would you take off those clothes you wear?
I've never even seen this video, but stop itself. But anyway, just homegirl from back home.
Yeah.
Virginia, shouts to Lauren Holben. So random, but so guess what happens when you go on your Instagram? You see a bunch of random, like, okay, one person was doing something athletic. One girl was wearing a spaghetti strap Daisy Duke outfit. Nothing too crazy, but like, that's what I'm saying though. You get desensitized.
Social media is ostensibly a curated
Don't say ostensibly
thing.
To me, man. What the hell is ostensibly?
It's a curated thing. It's people you choose to follow.
Ostensibly.
Versus you're in the goddamn grocery store.
Ostensibly?
Yes.
You had to say ostensibly.
Versus you're in the goddamn grocery store and all of a sudden you hear about this girl who,
no, because I didn't choose to follow.
Trois.
Listen, I did not choose to follow all those people. Those people were presented
Three's
to me.
not a crowd to her, she says.
So, okay. So you see people on Instagram. You follow one person. What happens? you
What do you
get
mean?
6 to 7 to 8 suggestions immediately.
Right. These are people that you bring into your social media circle as opposed to you going to a public
Listen
place
to what I
and you
said.
hear these different things.
You get an instant breakdown of 7 more people that you would probably like. I clicked on a redhead one time this 1 week. Mm-hmm. I got 14 pages of hot redhead women. Well, yeah, I do care what Sally looks like. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I think I will follow Tanya there. Okay. Next thing I know, I had like 47
Did
redheads
you
on my
click on
page.
her thigh where her baby's face was?
That's an old joke, buddy. We've left that joking last week.
Oh, excuse me.
But no, I'm just like, I'm looking and I'm like, yo, so the next day I had to get up and I clicked delete on one of them, right? Because I was like, it's too many fucking redheads on my timeline now. It's not the same. It doesn't give the same appeal if I'm looking at non-stop redheads.
Yeah.
Like, I got rid of one. Like, somebody tried to tell me about the Irish festival. Over in Ireland, they got the festival where it's like all the redheads. Mm-hmm. I was like, no, that's the creepiest shit ever. I don't want to see 9 million redheads.
Shout out to St.
together.
Patrick's Day, by the way.
Shout out to St. Patrick's Day. That's why I got to get this.
As it's coming out, it's going to be about St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, shit. That's the 14th? 15th?
17th.
17th? I was close. Anyway.
Give or take.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But point
I should have
being.
worn green today for this episode. I didn't think about it. Shout outs.
Shouts to you out there, Irish people. Shouts to Conor McGregor. You like Conor McGregor? Who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck is this guy?
That's still one of the greatest insults of all time. That shit was so quick.
Yeah.
Nigga really didn't know who was talking
He
about.
didn't know.
He was dead serious. I'm sure he knew him as a fighter, but he
yeah.
was just like, you're not big enough for me to...
I probably saw him around somewhere.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, motherfucker, I know you work here, but who the fuck is this guy? Anyway, but yet my point being, I clicked one and I deleted one, and then it said, you follow... That's a sweet sound. You follow 17 more pages like this. Would you like to review? And I was like, yeah. I went a little redhead crazy, so I had to go back and delete all these fucking redhead pages the next day. I'm like, yo, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, I didn't do that. I didn't necessarily look up every single one of these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of it is just dropped on you. It's marketing, it's advertisements, it's a lot of stuff. God damn it. You see those pops?
That was pretty loud.
You're the worst.
That was pretty
I'm
loud.
wearing headphones, man.
I didn't try to muffle that.
Jesus
that can
Christ.
opening at all.
There
That
was no
pretty
crimes with
fucking
this
loud.
nigga, man. It's ridiculous. But nonetheless, my point being, we go through all these fucking advertisements. We have all this stuff, so it's not really our fault. We get desensitized to all this shit. It just gets to a point where you're just like, those songs don't sound bad no more. Think about the worst songs from the 60s. Most of them, you ain't, man, what the hell? I crept into her room. We made love. Like, you can sing some shit like this. It ain't no like, we was in the back of the car, we was fucking.
Yeah.
Pop that thing out, shorty was sucking. Oh.
Yeah.
It ain't no shit like that. Or like, that's some wet. Like, these songs in comparison.
Yeah, wet
different.
ass pussy.
Wet ass
WAP
pussy.
is gonna be playing in a Vons in 20 years.
Stop. They ain't never playing WAP.
WAP is gonna play in a Vons in 20 years.
Uncle Luke still ain't playing. They not playing Uncle Luke and Food Line. Or, you don't know what Food Line is. In Vons.
I swear.
Shouts to the East Coast.
I swear
Food
Push.
Line.
I swear Push It played somewhere. I know Push It was probably on somebody's loudspeaker.
At the time, yes, but look at the...
No, I mean now.
No. But
Nowadays,
I'm saying, at
Push
the
It's probably on
time,
somebody's
those
shit.
lyrics were crazy. At the time. But they really not as crazy because they were at least coding. They were metaphors. It's called WAP.
That was a macaroni. She's not actually talking about macaroni in a pot. We've gone over the macaroni recipes to understand she's not actually talking about macaroni
You
in a
play
pot.
the song. It says, that's some wet ass pussy.
No, and Gushy is the edited version.
No, they burned that version.
And gushy.
It was way worse. That shit was horrible. So they just started saying, that's some
wet.
That's some wet.
Yeah.
That's some wet. But nonetheless, it says that's some wet ass pussy. That's not the same thing.
Yeah.
There's no metaphor there.
Those are gonna be playing in the fucking CVS as you get your fucking old man pills in 40 years.
Old man pill. Oh, yeah, that's my wet. That's some wet.
Boy, you don't know nothing about this hill, boy.
You been seeing a girl doing the splits with the little arch in the back and all that shit.
Listen here, young boy. You don't know nothing about the hill. You don't know about the hill. You don't know about this hill. You don't know about that wet. You don't know about wet pussy, hill, boy.
We're being there like that's some wet. That's some wet. I can't wait to get home. Do it. Can't wait to dry it up.
Let me tell you about this girl I met on Bigo one time. You remember Bigo? Remember Bigo, boy? Let me tell you something about Bigo. Let me tell you about Bigo,
She
boy.
be standing right next to me. I'm gonna be looking over like, baby, you remember I met you on Bigo? You remember that, don't you? Come on, baby. All right. Yeah. Yeah, just drop that reel on him. Yeah. Hey. Long game sex over here.
That's a very 40 years. That's a very long game.
I'm gonna propose that
That's
day.
a very long game.
That's the day I'm proposing.
That's a very long game. You're gonna propose as y'all both get wheeled into the old folks' home. That's a long game.
Baby, you remember the measurements? He was crazy, won't you? God damn, girl. You still looking good though. You look good. You look good.
That's a super long ass game, son. Better than me.
40 years to
That's
holler
a
at
hell.
somebody is
That's a
crazy.
hell of a long game.
Waiting 40 to holler at somebody is crazy. That's crazy. Like, I'm 31, so I've never went 40.
That's a hell of a long game.
I'd be 71 before I hit on her.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Hold on, baby. You know what? Nah, you know what? I actually talked to her right this week, and it was like on some. It was funny because it was some. Let's make sure that this is very clear. Because she's always like, yeah, all these guys, a bunch of these guys, they think
You
of me
should.
as like...
Yes, the earlier you do that, the better.
She was saying, all these guys think of me as like their sister. I said, listen, let's be very clear. I fuck with you, and I'm cool with you no matter what happens, just on some friend shit.
Mm-hmm. However...
But let's be very clear.
However...
I have never, and The Rock means ever, thought of you as my goddamn sister. And that shit would never happen. Right there. Oh, yeah. No, I seen that picture, got me hyped. Because that's a little kid Trey. I was on that shit. That was my guy. Man, that shirt right there, that's the cover of the book, ain't it? Yes, man, I was, you don't understand. It was different. But, yeah, I was like, no, let's be very clear, though. There is no sister shit here. I said, no, you're fine as fuck. Like, we got a vibe. We're cool. I'm here to, like, shouts, love, support. All that shit is, like, just a friend, period. But I will always be your friend. Who thinks you were the finest human alive, and I want you to know that.
Listen. I'm okay with being your friend if that's where it ends up.
What we do.
However, my intent is to get in them draws.
Not even.
Listen. My intent is to.
You know what I said to her?
My intent is to wedge you.
To wedge you.
Bed you. And give you 17 children. Now, I don't know how we're going to do this with your dick and my dick.
Oh, my God.
But we're going to do it.
Listen, man. My point to her, was basically just like, look.
Because no natural woman has all that shit that she's got. I'm going to tell you that right
natural, now. Man.
Okay.
A natural born killer.
Sure. Yeah, that may be it. Either she's got a giant dick or she's going to kill you in your sleep. It's one of those two.
Probably the second.
It's one of those two.
I'm going to seriously doubt you.
Or both. It's
could be both.
It's one and or.
Point being.
And or.
The point.
That's gonna be her nickname from now on. And or. Fuck Bigo chick now. She's off Bigo. It's gonna be and or.
Oh God, she is off Bigo. Man, we had a revolt fucking around that. It's
gonna be and or.
You know how many people Bigo though? Bigo has been. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do my fuck you of the week now.
There was somebody I saw on on YouTube. There was some video I saw on YouTube, and this motherfucker was like hyping his Bigo. Like he was trying, like Bigo, like he's trying to get
Bigo.
I mean, he's got a lot of followers, but like he's trying to get his Bigo shit up.
Bigo is some bullshit, man. Like,
is it?
From the perspective of
you tried to get me into this shit?
No, from just the perspective of like how sensitive they are with certain stuff and how insensitive they are with other things. Like they don't care. So like
that's every social media thing.
No, this shit is
that's
different.
Everything. That's Twitter. That's YouTube.
You don't understand. You don't understand. A girl can be standing there for 2 seconds and just have like a dress that might be a little revealing, but like she's not doing anything. But she may just have like, let's say it's cut where you can kind of see the top of her boobs, but just normal shit. Like it's 2021. Mm-hmm. Motherfucker will cut they broadcast, risky broadcast projected or some shit. Like what the? She won't even do nothing. Then I go to the next page, and because the girl's thin and doesn't have a body, she can twerk and have her ass all in the air the whole fucking video. I'm like, bro, that's some lawsuit waiting to happen. Is what that is.
Nobody ever files a lawsuit against them or against social media sites and win. That's why social media sites can do whatever the fuck they want.
Nah, they
but
shouldn't.
I'm wondering if that's because
curves.
Bigo. No, I'm wondering if that's because Bigo wants to sell itself to a certain bigger conglomerate. Like I wonder if that's because, like, for instance, like they want to like sell themselves to Disney.
I did some research on this. I did a little research because a couple of my friends got blocked over the last couple of weeks, and I'm a VIP member on Bigo.
Okay, no,
I sure have. But fuck nigga, Jesus Christ, take my phone away. But I keep telling them I don't do PKs now. Okay, I'm done with those. No more player knockouts. Not unless I'm in it. Y'all can play or knock out me. I'm not. Leave me alone. I'm not. Can you please help? No. Anyway.
Hey Trey Han, how you doing, babe?
It always makes me laugh
Nice
when
to
that
see you,
happens.
hon.
When it's
It's like that South Park episode with raisins. Do you remember when they had their version of Hooters, where all the little girls were working at raisins?
What is with you and these creepy kid shits?
And
right
poor Butters was a frequent customer there.
What's wrong with this guy?
That was a great episode.
It was a great episode.
I'm watching South Park on the HBO Max now. I'm watching the old South Parks. That shit is fucking fantastic.
How many more months do I owe you South Park? owe you HBO Max. What is it like?
Until you die.
Well, it's almost
until
ended
the
last
day
week.
until the day you die. That shit almost ended last week.
Almost expired.
Almost expired last week.
But instead, now you got Disney.
So I'm trying to get all the Batman Beyond in I can.
Except for now you got Disney. Now
Let's try all that shit.
Instead of
Try
me
to get all
dying.
that shit in as soon as possible.
Jesus. How do we even get here? I have
How
no
did we
idea
even
how we
get
got
here?
You and butters and raisins and body parts and
You're talking about Bigo.
And/or-
You're talking about chicks on Bigo. And
oh
them
yeah,
getting
just
blocked
the
and shit.
sensitivity. So I did a little research, and apparently when Donald Trump was doing all of that shouts to I'm just kidding. Anyway, when he was doing all that shit from
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'll grab it. I'll take that immediately.
The big comeback is happening. The big comeback is happening. It's gonna be great.
spectacular.
It's gonna be
It's gonna
great.
be the greatest
We got
comeback
Mike
you've ever
Morrison
seen.
coming in.
It's gonna be
You got Mike Morrison coming in.
magnificent.
He's a great friend of mine.
Fantastic.
My
I've
great
never seen
great
it.
black from Britain.
I've
He's gonna be coming
never had
in.
you seen
He's gonna be
anyone
coming in.
like
It's gonna be fantastic. He's gonna be doing Return to the Mac when I return to the White House. It's gonna be fantastic. You're gonna see me stroll in on fucking Air Force One. And it's gonna be Return of the Mac. And it's gonna be right there.
the way-
It's gonna be fantastic.
Is that what they're doing?
It's gonna be great.
Is that what it's gonna be? It's gonna be
fantastic. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be
It's
amazing.
great. It's gonna be
Better
great.
than anything you've ever
It's gonna be
seen.
great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. The funniest thing is gonna be when
he
Donald
wins
Trump
again.
shows up on Ellen in 10 years dancing and everybody loves him. That's gonna be fantastic.
That happened with me. No, I don't fuck Donald
That's gonna
Trump.
be fantastic.
I don't. When I say fuck you, I mean it.
All these people that hate Donald Trump now,
Nah.
in 10 years, are going to be like, oh, he's so sweet. He gave the new first lady some candy or whatever bullshit he's doing now.
Okay, first
to,
off,
to rehabilitate
him and
himself.
George Bush are different.
No, they're
Let's
not.
start there.
No,
Let's
they're
start
really
there.
not.
They are not the same.
They're
dude.
really not.
If you want to talk about Dick Cheney now,
They're really not.
if you want to mention
They were
Dick Cheney
both. They were
now,
both spoiled brats who were born into wealth and given their money.
from that perspective.
Didn't deserve the White House, but took it anyway. Are war criminals. And again, in 10 years, when Donald Trump, when we get a new big bad boogeyman, Donald Trump is going to be on all your favorite talk shows, and you're going to be like, "Hi, you know what?
I'm not.
You know what? Maybe we were kind of harsh to Donald Trump. I know my uncle died of COVID, but maybe we were kind of harsh to Donald Trump." Watch.
Brent's gonna Brent, so I'll let you have that.
Because 10 years
I
ago, we were
disagree.
saying the same shit people were saying about Donald Trump, people
I
were
was a
saying about
kid
George
10
W.
years ago.
Bush. And 10 years later,
When George Bush-
and 10 years or 12 years later now, however many years later, all of a sudden
It's not the same thing, though.
He's a cute guy who gives Michelle hard candies at
It's
funerals.
not the same thing though, because Donald Trump is not a likable figure. Really, he never really was.
Neither was Trump, or neither was Bush.
Bush was a likable figure, and a lot of his interviews and shit. Even when you listen to him, he just didn't sound like a president. That was the
He
problem.
was an idiot.
Exactly.
So was Trump.
Trump is not the same thing though. He's an idiot that talked as if he knew everything. That's not the same concept. It's different deliveries of why people disliked him. Bush was puppeteered.
One had a New York accent, one had a Texas accent.
One of them had Hold on.
not-
One of them
it's
had
not
one of them had a
that
hand up their ass.
not
They were
that
being
different.
puppeteered in the
It's not
front.
that different.
One of them was puppeteered up front,
It's not that
and he was
different.
talking this way. And then there was another one who was puppeteering. It's a different thing. It's not the same thing.
No.
It's not the same thing.
No, Trump wasn't smart enough to puppeteer shit.
Did you watch?
Wait, hold on. Why are we talking about politics? Why are we talking about
You!
politics? This is
I was talking
we're
about
we're
Trump.
talking
You
about
went into
politics.
some
we're
Trump
talking.
rant.
We're talking about.
I don't even remember how.
We're talking
it
about
went.
here at Super Freakin' fucking supermarket. We're talking about here at Whopping
This is
supermarket.
way behind. It was-
And in 10 years, you're
No,
gonna.
I brought up Trump for a reason though.
I wonder. Let me ask you
I just
something.
don't remember why though, man.
What's the Kids Bop version of WAP gonna be?
I don't fucking know, man. What is with you
In
and this
5
kid
years.
shit? Why are
In
you being
5
so
years.
creepy?
Hold on a second.
my God.
Hold on a second. You act like I wasn't right here with you last week and heard all the shit you were talking about, licking babies' faces
You
and
brought
shit.
that up.
No, you were the one talking about it.
Whose topic was that?
Fuck the topic. I didn't say the shit that you said.
You brought the topic to me. I'm trying
I
to
didn't
take
say
us
the
to the
shit
next
you
level.
said. Take us to the next level then.
I'm trying to make sure
Take us higher.
that this podcast makes it somewhere, and you're trying to destroy it.
Did
with all
you
this
watch
kid
the
talk.
Fresh Prince reunion?
Of course I did. What the fuck you mean?
Okay, I haven't seen it yet.
Did I watch it?
I haven't seen
Nigga,
it.
that's half the reason I got HBO Max back. What? I got that shit as soon as I saw they had Fresh Prince up there. When I saw the reunion was coming, I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
I still haven't seen it yet. I might fucking watch it when we're done with it.
How would you not watch that immediately? That's the first thing you watch.
I don't know. I ended up watching. I
I feel
watched.
like a lot of people did that.
I watched Chappelle show. Not Chappelle show. I watched Chappelle special first.
Which one?
And then the one that they have on HBO Max, which was
from before during the show.
not
Oh
the
no,
one,
right before his show.
the one not in San Fran, the one in DC.
Right.
He went back to DC.
Yeah, that's when he was sprinkling crack on himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what those jokes were though.
Hey, baby, get back in the house.
Oh, that was the
was
baby
like-
one. Hey, baby. Yeah, that's my shit.
It was like, I'm
Shut
selling
up,
weed, nigga. Oh shit.
What is with you and the baby shit, man? You were tripping today.
You know what?
God damn,
I'm so sick of you.
2 weeks of you being creepy.
I'm
as
so
fuck.
sick of you. I'm
God
so get out of my house.
damn it.
I'm so sick of you.
I'm gonna.
so sick of you.
Because you're gonna have other people come here.
I'm tired
I
of
get
you.
out of this place.
I'm gonna have a
This is the police are coming for your ass. You keep talking like this. All these baby jokes. Jesus Christ.
Shit come for me. For
You made me not finish my Donald Trump point, and I don't remember what it was
good.
because it wasn't a point about him. He was just brought up for it was supposed to go right over him, but I don't remember what it was before that. Because then you start talking all this Trump bullshit. Fuck. I have no idea what it was anymore. I don't.
What was it? Something to do with Trump's bush?
Probably. I know I did the hat thing because he was orange. Is that person in here?
No, that's Gilbert.
No. Okay. Well.
Hey, podcast fans! Remember when I was talking about Gilbert? If you can hear him on the mic,
I did.
that's him.
Yeah, he's on the mic.
That's little Gilbert.
No, he's as loud as you are.
That's little Gilbert.
He came right through.
Gilbert.
Your
Gilbert. That's little Gilbert.
Your voice pierces like his does. He came straight through. Remember I told you the thing about the bass? Yeah. No, he was right here. I said, "Oh shit, he's in here."
I got your bass hanging.
He's got a kid in his closet. Is what's happening, guys. This guy is fucking
What?
creepy.
Wait.
That
what?
just that led to your whole thing.
That did not. I don't know what you're talking
Now
about.
we got to look at that episode where he gave a fuck you to those people. You got to
Yo.
look at it completely different now. This
Yo,
shit's gotten even
no,
more creepy.
not at all.
Jesus Christ.
Not at all. Prank caller. I don't know whose number this is. Prank caller. I don't know who this is.
Yikes. I'm so mad I can't remember what that point was because it had something to do with Bigo. It started from Bigo. Oh, got it. Trump. Right. President. Twitter. That's what it was. He had put that ban on, I was about to say Marco Polo, TikTok. He was trying to get rid of TikTok.
Yes.
Bigo was also in that ban. So a lot of countries blocked Bigo during that stretch. TikTok was the one that got the notoriety, but Bigo was also on that list of companies and apps that they were going to block because it was, based in China or
So
other
do you
places.
think that's them trying to clean up or whatever?
So the reports said that they went and made a bunch of changes and started really sniping people's pages for stuff because people were saying they're letting people get away with prostitution and this and that on apps and all sorts of shit.
No, the prostitutes are on Snapchat.
Right. For real. For real.
Or on
They literally
Snapchat
offer
and
an
Be
offer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Those are the two.
No shit.
Snapchat and Be Okay.
Yeah, you're 100% right. But that was the point. That's why Bigo apparently did all this. Now, I can't say that they weren't already doing this bullshit before, but they are one of the strictest I've ever seen in my life when it comes to if you have curves. That's it. If you have curves, it's a wrap.
Well, that's like Tumblr. Tumblr used to be the place to go to find good porn. It was all just kind of curated for you. Hell yeah.
Tumblr was Reddit before it was?
Tumblr was a great place to get porn, but even better because the video quality and shit was better. And then they completely nuked it because there was some child porn on it. But they nuked all the porn. They nuked adult porn on it too, so it fucking ruined Tumblr.
I just want to say that Brent again has brought up a child in this podcast episode. What the fuck is wrong with that?
That is not. That is not what I said. That is not what I said.
What are you? You said
that is not what I
said.
said.
Next.
Yes, that's
what are you doing?
Yes, that's.
No,
what,
I'm just trying to.
That's what Tumblr got popped for.
But I'm trying to talk to you.
That's what Tumblr got popped for.
What do you want to talk about?
And then they overreacted and fucked with the adult porn.
But what's happening to you? Are you okay?
Yet on Tumblr.
Why aren't you wearing a shirt?
Yet
No context. It's the clip for Instagram. oh shit.
I so wanted to respond to that and snap back at you.
With the same retort.
However,
You look down.
it was so clean.
I saw it.
It was such It was a marksman. It was
It was a snipe.
it was a shot from the depository. It was a JFK like magic bullet like shot that just fucking. It was that half second timing that you can't write that. It was half second. It was that 3/4 of a step. That 3/4 of a beat. I don't know what it's called musically. It was that. It was that. It was just right. It was just crazy, right in there.
I didn't know I was gonna say that.
As much as I want to say fuck you or get out of my house, I can't.
Too fast.
I just have to laugh and sip my drink. I can't even.
Well, what got me was I wasn't gonna say it, and I was looking at you, and I was asking like, "What? Are you okay?" Da da da. And then I looked down at the moment, and it was like light skin joke. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm gonna say yet.
And
it went off like
clearly every part of my face and my skin is so much darker, so much so.
Well, what made it funnier was when I looked in the camera.
It's so closer to the fucking futon behind us than it is this fucking shirt.
When I looked in the camera,
and
it made me laugh.
Like you blend in with that futon more than I blend in with this shirt.
I disagree.
And yet, I can't even. You're not even there now. And yet, it just threaded that needle. It was just right there. It was the Shelton Benjamin springboard into the super kick. It was just
it was beautiful.
It was just I couldn't say me too. I lost my shit. Man, I lost my shit for the rest of the night.
Bro, I was done.
I lost my shit for the rest of the night.
I think I went to sleep for like a long time after that.
I was done. And that was like in the middle of the show.
It was.
There was
not supposed to happen.
There was nothing else on that show that matched that.
Did they come up with that ending, you think, in match? Because I'm like...
No.
Why would they put it right there, though?
Because if you look back at that match...
You felt like they were setting it up?
As a professional, I can see this. I can see the eye contact and the signs and shit.
No, I'm saying like... I'm saying Sean and Shelton. Did they... In that match, did they say like... Yo,
no, they had to put that... They had to put that together.
Okay, so... But between them two. Not between like WWE. Because I'm thinking if WWE knew that moment was coming... that shit would have been end of the show type shit. Because that was crazy. Like... I was done.
That's been a highlight since then.
It was at the beginning
of the show for almost 20 years.
It was ridiculous.
I think that was 02.
Can you even remember that match?
I think that was like 03.
Can you remember that match?
03, 04. It was a beat the clock match.
It was quick.
It was a gold rush match, whatever it was.
One of those.
It was a contendership type match.
That shit was nuts.
That's all I remember for it.
All I remember.
I don't remember what title
I
it was
loved
for.
I remember
or
I loved
anything else. I remember the match itself was also
it was really
very, very good. And then that
like,
happened, and it was just like
it was
fucking legendary
shit.
And poor Shelton Benjamin didn't get his fucking just desserts until like this year.
He went all
with the Hurt Business.
Bro, we have not talked about that.
With the Hurt Business.
How dope is that?
Yeah.
We did a little bit last week, but that's just so awesome, man. I'm so happy because like I was getting offended because they never do that with black factions. Mm-hmm. Never. If it's Evolution, if it's the Shield, if it's any kind of white-based group, they always give them all the titles at some point. They
don't have that many black type factions anyway. It was Nation of Domination
because they won't do them. Because they wouldn't do them.
Yeah.
So that's my point, though. And whenever they did,
it was interesting because DX, even in the Attitude Era, DX had the titles. Mm-hmm. The Nation didn't.
Nope, that's what I'm saying.
D-Lo had the European title,
and then he would go back and forth for X-Pac.
There was no hard.
And when he went back and forth for X-Pac, Triple H would have the IC title, and the Outlaws would have the tag title. But they were going back and forth. So
D-Lo and The Rock were the two,
right?
But the Outlaws had the tag titles.
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking Mark Henry and
that's my point.
Godfather didn't have those.
That's my point. But every white faction would end up with all the belts somehow. China had the women's title. X-Pac had the European.
She wasn't in DX anymore at that point.
I'm just saying. Overall, these kind of factions will always end up with all of their members having titles, like legit runs, though, and it'll be like something big. It's just like, bro, that never happened. So when I saw that shit this week, I was like, what? Or like the other week, it's been like 3 weeks now when this podcast
as we're taping.
Yeah, I'm like,
as you're seeing this,
I'm like, jeez. And Bobby is such a dominating looking figure, man. He just looks the part. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's our champion. Now they gave him his eyebrows back. Because when he didn't have his eyebrows, I couldn't fuck with him.
Well, that was alopecia.
It's not my fault.
It's not his fault either.
That's fair. That's fair.
Poor Lashley.
That's a fair response. That's a fair response. But I'm glad Vince looked at him when he came back and he said, "Listen, no headband. We need your goddamn eyebrows."
Well, he kept losing his headband.
He didn't need it. That shit was weird. He
Like-
did it
like-
when he was in Impact. He had that shit on.
Like the problem was at some point during
Shit
the
was glued
match,
on.
a lot of times the headband would come off
In WWE or in TNT?
in WWE just because of what shit would do. Like somebody would do
That shit
something.
never
somebody
came
would
off
somebody
over
would give him
there.
a headlock and the shit would come off.
Shit never came off over there for whatever reason. It was just glued on.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I just know I thought it was weird as fuck. I'm like, where the fuck is Lashley? I didn't even know he had alopecia until right now, actually. But it makes sense because I just I don't understand why he doesn't have any eyebrows anymore. But then
Fucking fell off.
when they gave him back though, when they put him
Fucking
back,
fell off.
when they put him back, that shit worked because I was like, okay, I get it. Now you look like the champion.
Yeah.
I'm just glad they got a run. Is my point. The main point of this is shouts to Lashley, shouts to everybody in the Hurt Business. MVP has done a hell of a job since he's been back because that pretty much solidified that they were going to get it. I don't know why Vince loves him so much, but he apparently does, and I'm here for it. Shouts to black people, except for Brent, black skin.
Well, shit. You want to do good vibes or fuck yous right now?
I had one. I don't remember what it was though. Remember you stopped me? I was gonna do one earlier.
All right. Well, think about it. I'll do my good vibes.
You got one. Go
I'll
for
do
it.
my good vibes right now. My good vibes. Now that you mention it, actually does go to the Almighty Champion Bobby Lashley.
Hey,
and
the Almighty.
and the surges of the Hurt Business. Now, one thing I didn't like recently as taping this was them teasing dissension in the Hurt Business.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That shouldn't
Especially not at this point. It's so
not at this point in the game for them.
So early.
Don't do that shit.
I hate that.
And they did it when the Hurt Business won the tag titles. As they were winning, I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because the Hurt Business is one of the best things on your show.
They're gonna bring it up already, yeah.
Now, WWE, and this is one of the issues I've had with WWE for a while, is that they painted themselves into a corner. First, they did it by giving Otis the fucking Money in the Bank case in the first place.
Then they fixed it by
Then
giving it to
they
Miz,
give it
thank
to
God.
Miz, and then they have him cash it in, and then they paint themselves into a corner again by giving it to him back. Then he cashes it in and wins. And then they paint themselves into another corner by having them do that. However, the only way out of that is to have Lashley win it before Mania because Lashley versus Drew is a much better match than Miz versus Drew. And they actually do the right thing and give it to Lashley in that situation with Cedric and Shelton still being tag champions. MVP still being involved, even though he's got a hurt leg, by the way. Apparently, the same thing happened in TNA when Lashley won that championship. MVP had a hurt leg then, too. I don't know how the fuck that keeps happening. But whatever the fuck it happened, there they go. You see, and it's not a black thing or black power thing.
It is.
For me, it's a you doing the right thing. It makes sense business-wise thing. It's a Lashley is a fucking... Now he's got a personality. Now he's got something to actually cling on to versus when he first came in 06 and he was just this big-ass, milk-dud-ass motherfucker who...
He can wrestle, though.
Who had...
He can wrestle on 06.
He was very green. You could see the potential in him.
their
but
big man
but
at
he
the time,
he was very green.
for the bigs they had,
he was
though,
very
he was fine.
plain. Now he's got some semblance of a personality and some grown man.
He definitely didn't have a
And some
personality.
grown
I can't defend the
manness
personality.
to him.
Yeah.
Now, and he doesn't look, he's
wearing suits. That's the big
he
thing.
certainly fits that mold now of a champion. Now, the only problem I have with that is that they'll probably end up giving it to Drew at Mania.
I don't think
again.
so. I don't see it. I think they're gonna let Lashley.
And it seems like it's a little too soon for that.
Bianca Belair won, and I think her and Lashley.
But shout outs to the Almighty Champion,
absolutely,
Bobby Lashley, and the Hurt Business.
My good
The Hurt Business is the shit right now.
Yeah,
and is arguably the best thing on Raw right now. And shout outs to the Hurt Business, all of you. I've always been a big fan of Shelty B. Always been a big fan of Shelty.
Shelty B.
That's his Twitter. That's his Twitter handle.
Don't do that.
I've always been a big fan of Shelton.
Just call him Shelton. Yeah,
fucking Hurt Business MVP. Been big fan of MVPs. To Cedric, I'm just kind of getting into. But shout outs to the Hurt Business. Shout outs to Lashley on that championship victory. Maybe it'll go past Mania.
I think it will. I have a very strong inkling that Vince is gonna...
I doubt it. I think they'll try to give it back to Drew at Mania. But
if
they don't,
I don't think they'll do it. I think he'll get it back in about
either way, it's a good thing for Lashley to get that championship run on his resume in
And
this
WWE.
era right now
And-
with that belt
and-
in this form of Lashley. So shout out to that.
And it's the WWE title. It's not the
Right, it's not the
Universal
WWE
title.
ECW shot.
Right, it's the WWE Championship.
Right.
The one.
Right.
So when I saw that, I was like, "Shit, they did it!" Mm-hmm. I couldn't believe they did it. But my good vibes stays the same. I'm going the same place. I'm not gonna jump off that at all because that's what I was already talking about. So
Yeah.
shouts to Bobby Lashley, man, for all the same reasons Brent said, and just like I said, for me, it is a black thing because for so many years as a wrestling fan, we cheer for all these people just because it's what we do. You know, we're like fanatical fans and we cheer for all these people, but we don't see a lot of people that look like us that are super successful in that business. And I feel like when you have people like Lashley who are like bona fide, certified like killers, they deserve a chance too. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really see a humongous difference in body type. Lashley is killing Lesnar the way it looks at this point. He looks
At this point, yes.
and even at their primes, like Lashley was always tip top, pinnacle, ripped shape. Lesnar's just a freaky farm dude. He's just really big and
Right,
strong.
right.
But Lashley was much more the Goldberg. Like I'm ripped. You know what I mean? And this is what I do. So for me, it's like,
And he's 40 something.
that's what I'm saying.
Like he's
That's
not.
my
He's
point.
not. It's not even like he's a young
It's
dude,
not like he's
but he's
34,
still.
but he
he's
looks it.
still. He doesn't look 40. I mean, we all know black don't crack.
Right.
But he still
don't
doesn't look like.
my man. Look like he like 29.
Yeah.
30. He looks my age.
Yeah.
Easily.
Now, mind you, when he first came in, he looked like he was 15. With he looked like
Super baby
They looked like
face.
they put the head of a face of a 15-year-old on this
Giant, massive
giant
human.
superhuman comic book ass character.
Yeah, it's so weird. Everything on your cup is from like my era of them being like dope, like 99, 2000.
Those are the stickers I
think I
collect-
had the
I collected
same book.
all these stickers, but
I feel like
never
I had those.
But there was never anything I felt good about putting them on ever. Not computers, not anything. I was like, I don't want to put this on this and then have it though. But I finally was like, yeah,
I legitimately,
I'll put them on this.
I think I had the same sticker book.
This is you can't see this or you can, but this is a 20 something years in the making. I've never put stickers on anything like this, and I was like, I'm gonna put these stickers on this shit.
I'm almost
I feel it now.
positive I had those same stickers. Like they give me too many vibes and feels of a
I'm
flashback.
gonna show you the ones I have. Left
Pretty sure it's the same thing. But yeah, shouts to them, man. And shouts to WWE for at least looking in that direction of some black people in those kind of positions. Because like I said, Bianca Belair too, winning the title or winning the Royal Rumble, and her being the right choice at the right time, and then actually getting the nod over Rhea Ripley, like her actually getting that nod because they could have gone Rhea for sure, and I would have been okay with it. I wouldn't have been mad because it's what I would have expected there. You know what I'm saying? The next white one would have been up typically, and I feel like Bianca Belair was the right choice. If they had gave it to Rhea last year, I wouldn't have been mad because I felt like she was kind of on the exact same clip as Bianca last year.
It all things being equal, the difference between Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair are their performances in the Royal Rumble last year. Because last year, Bianca Belair was one of the MVPs of the Women's Royal Rumble. Her and Beth Phoenix were the two MVPs of that Women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Beth Phoenix.
Rhea Ripley, I don't even know if Rhea was even in it.
She was. She had a little stretch.
But
she didn't kill it, but she had a
right,
stretch.
but the MVPs were Bianca and
Didn't Bianca come in at the beginning? That
I
year?
think she did. I think she was the Iron. I think
Yeah.
she was the Iron Woman.
I think
of
she
that
was one or two.
It was
Yeah.
her and Beth Phoenix had the standout performances
Yeah,
of
Beth
last
killed it,
year.
too. Yeah.
And from all things being equal, no looking at color or whatever, just looking at merit versus everything else, Bianca deserved that spot.
Brent's not looking at color. I'm still looking at color. Fuck that. Because they look at color all the time. So I'm looking at it. Fuck that. Yeah, shouts to my black people in WWE that are killing it right now. Straight like that. That's my good vibes.
You got any fuck yous?
Fuck you to the white people in WWE for taking over for so long.
What's that, pal?
I'm just kidding, Vince. I'm just kidding, bud.
You can come at me like that on St. Patrick's Day, huh? You know my last name is McMahon.
That's fair. I thought it was McMahon.
pal.
I thought it was McMahon.
I'm just kidding with you, pal. Martin Luther King is my personal hero.
Jesus Christ.
He says that a lot.
I wouldn't be shocked.
He says that a lot.
I would not be shocked at all. I don't think I have any fuck yous right now. Fuck you, EB and Ashley. I think that's TJ. And all you guys who don't share the podcast all the time. Definitely fuck y'all. because you should. Just share it. And if you have a suggestion for why you don't share it and what you think we should do different, just give us a suggestion in the comments down below.
There you go.
And then we can try to change some things. Like if you think we're too vulgar, I'll try to tell Brent to shut the fuck up more often.
Well, yeah, if you think we're too vulgar, then we'll change some motherfucking shit. I don't know. Maybe.
Change some motherfucking shit.
My fuck you goes out to Vince McMahon, actually. So they recently uploaded some old Superstars. This is still wrestling related. Some old Superstars episodes on.
Don't talk about Vince.
On the WWE Network. And one of the recent ones that they did was no, thank you. Was the episode where Tatanka lost his winning streak against Ludwig Borga.
Stop watching this old shit, man. That shit go.
It affected me to my core. A little 8-year-old me, it affected me to my fucking core. I've finally come to the realization of why they did it. I wish they didn't do it to Ludwig Borga, but I finally understand why they did it. I still don't agree with it, and I still gotta say fuck you, Vince. They could, if they were gonna lose, if they're gonna sacrifice Tatanka's undefeated streak, they could have done that to literally anybody else in the company, and it would have been much better than losing it to Ludwig fuck you Borga. So
sorry.
It's terrible booking decision. Fuck you, Vince, for that.
Well, you done?
Yes.
Oh. Shouts to these peanut M&Ms. They're delicious. This chair fucking sucks from my injury. I hurt. I was sitting like this, but then I thought about the chair collapsing and my whole foot getting cut off. I was like, I can't sit like that.
It's this weird thing, like when you sit on the lip, it feels like it's gonna buckle.
And then both of us are big dudes, and I was like, if that shit falls on my leg,
it feels like it's gonna buckle.
It's gonna be crush syndrome on my leg. And I was like, I can't have that. Because it stretches it out, so it felt good, but I was like, no.
But again, if you were back here again like you were at the beginning of the year, you could just pull it out and it becomes a full ass bed. Last year.
Hold on,
and you'd be all
right.
Take
me back. Don't take me back.
You'd be all right. You'd be all right. See, your hip is feeling like. See, this is the thing. Your hip is feeling the way it will in 40 years when you're in the CVS and you hear wet ass pussy with Beagle Girl.
Hey, baby.
And you're gonna do those same fucking dance moves too. You and your goddamn walker.
I'm gonna be chewing my gums though.
I saw somebody the other day. This Asian lady with a walker. This old Asian lady with a walker, and she had a walker and she was speeding the fuck along. I'm like, no, I was like half a block away, but she was like I'm like, bitch, if you can walk that fast, why the fuck you got a walker? Like if you just so speed. Like she was like,
so you can't have a walker if you can move fast.
I'm curious about. I'm like, that shit doesn't have jetpacks on the shit. Like how the fuck you just speeding down with a goddamn walker? I mean, not like.
I know what you're talking about.
I mean, like, phew, like just roll it.
That's what I'm trying to be getting.
I'm like, what the fuck?
All right,
you don't need that shit.
Look, we gotta go because I'm gonna show Brent the first episode of WandaVision, and he's gonna watch it. So it's been real, guys. I hope you guys have a great night. And hit it.
Where can they find us?
I know, I'm just kidding. I was going to let that. I wish I could just end the podcast like that all the time. That'd be great. Don't you think they know where to find us by now?
I mean, we could do whatever we want. It's our podcast, but we do have a rhythm going. People like repetition.
They do. It's so weird.
I know.
I hate it. I hate saying the same thing all the time.
That's why we try to upload it at the same day every day.
That's why you needed to take control of that shit because I'm not that guy. I'm bad at notes.
Now I've changed the time. I don't know about the timing thing. I've changed the time, so now it just hits at midnight every Thursday.
That's fair enough. All right. Let me see. Where can they find us, Brent? I'm sorry. Where can they find you, Brent?
Thank you.
There you go.
They can find me at surreal469 on everything. SURREAL. The number's 469. Or if you want to talk shit about me working out, go on Instagram and look up surreal200, and you can find me there. Where can they find you, Trey?
Oh, you can find me at 1989 TRE on everything except for YouTube because YouTube hates me. And where can they find us, Brent?
They can find us there on the link tree right above our heads if you're listening or if you're watching this on YouTube.
If you're listening, it's right here too.
Linktree/GetHereTube. If you're listening to or if you're on YouTube, all our places where you can hear the audio is down there in the description. If you're listening to us, you can find us everywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just look for How Do We Even Get Here on your favorite podcast apps. Or if you want to find the YouTube channel, it's tinyurl.com patreon.com/getheretube.
And also, just say some stuff, man. Just y'all start commenting.
Engage.
Shit. Yeah, say shit that you want to say. Like I posted something on our Instagram a couple weeks ago now when you hear this. And people got into it. Like, it was just a fun little ditty. Like, so if y'all have stuff y'all want to send us and have us post, or, you know, you'd like to hear us riff about it or give an opinion. I have somebody that wants to give us a topic for the show coming up.
Good.
So that's going to be one of those. They're going to send us something. They said they want to be like the executive producer of that episode. I told them to relax. And I said, I will take your topic and you can
Sure, they'll get 5% of all our proceeds from that episode.
5% of the shape of a ring light. So I was like, all right, bet. So we'll do some of those. We'll kind of get our people to kind of give us some topics.
Yeah, if you want topics, send them in.
Just send them our way, because we're trying to make this thing as interesting as possible. And I know sometimes
our email is getherepod@gmail.
That is correct. Yes, getherepod@gmail. And you can also just hit us up on social media. Like we say it all the time, and it's become like slogan, and it's a cliche-ish thing at this point for the podcast, but that's really our contact information.
Here _pod on Twitter.
Hit us up.
Get Here Podcast on Instagram.
Yep. Hit us
all
on
that shit's on the link tree.
Hit us on those. Hit us on our personals, whatever. But keep listening, keep giving us love, and we're going to keep trying to make it better. With that being said, you got anything else?
Not a damn thing.
In that case, hit it!
How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here.